Better get it from the side, babe. Come through the centre of that line. Well, here comes another just job. So Terry and Tracy have decided that they want these beautiful lights to replace the little one that we had up here. It was just a temporary one anyway, just so we had some light, especially in winter when it's really dark here. And obviously you'll have seen Terry, he got his first coat of rust beater paint on this, and again it's just to protect it. The lights aren't staying this colour, it's just purely just so they last for the long term really, especially with the weather. Like I say, we're really wet in winter, so any metal outside really has to be protected and well protected. So idea is the lights are going to sit about here, so they'll be level with the tops of the door. It'll just be a nice warm entrance. There's more plans for the cottage as well, and a little porch and other little things to go over here. But as we started the job, render dead easy, popped out as you'll have seen in one good piece, and didn't really take much work to do. But now we've come across the granite underneath, and I know some of you are going to say, why don't you take the render off and show the granite? Reason being is when these were put up, or it looks like they've only really used to face the good granite around the windows and the corners. The rest of these are just granite blocks, so that's why it's been rendered over, just to make it neater and tidier and make it look nice and presentable. So got our channels down to the granite. I've just got to get this out so we can run our conduit down and our wires down. This is only this is the smallest bit that I've got to do. I've still got to do all the way across there and all the way down there as well. It's not too bad. Like I say, we're pretty much there with it all now. I'll get this last little bit out and then we can start looking, make sure the wires fit. Happy days, let's crack on.
Stirred, not shaken. So let's see, today and the last couple of days I've been working in the wood room of the 401 suite, taking care of the moldings on the ceiling and prepping them, painting them, getting everything sorted in that way. And today I'm in the 401 salon, getting the first coat of paint on the ceiling. What I'm using to paint is the Autentico primer. I'm putting the first coat on just to see if there's any imperfections, and then fixing those if there are before the final coats of paint go on.
The next coat of paint, the primer rust beater paint that I put on first as the first coat is all dried now, and we did have a couple of ideas of doing them all white and a couple of little accents of gold on it, but with it being the cottage, obviously it's Mum's decision, and she's actually decided to do them fully gold. This is the gold that we're using on small details throughout obviously the grounds and within the chateau as well. But with the cottage obviously not having many features on the outside, then Mum was thinking why not just go the full sort of whole hog with them and do the whole lot gold, because the walls are going to be quite sort of plain looking. Then at least these will stand out a little bit against the contrast of the cream walls. So I'm just going over with my, we say gold, it's hammered copper colour, which is nice because it changes from a gold to a copper sort of colour when the sunlight hits it. So you get a mixture of two colours really. So it's going to need a couple of coats. I'll get the first one on now, but using the beige rust beater is the perfect undercoat for them because it's already looking great with just the one coat on. So I'll crack on now, get this on, and hopefully by the end of the day I can get the two coats on and look at putting them back together. So that's the first coat of our hammered copper on all of the lanterns, and it's looking good. I think the combination is going to be great between them. So the next thing I've got to paint is the little bracket for the lights inside the lantern. Now, even though they look nice black, we haven't got anything black in the front part of the chateau. So I think just to have something different from all of the hammered copper, maybe to do these in just white, just so you've got the contrast with it. So it's only a small part and I think it'll blend in a little bit nicer. So while they're drying, I'll get a coat of gloss on these and go from there.
So next job that needs doing is removing this render. Now this is fairly new render. If you've watched us from the start, you'll know that this used to be a door. that got turned into a window. So what's happened is the sill's not been made big enough, water's got in down the back, and so this is blown. So we need to remove it, replace it, and just make it look nice again. And what we'll likely do, rather than it being render all the way down, because this is concrete all the way down, we'll likely concrete across the bottom here. I'm guessing that's been done to stop damp coming up or whatever into the lower parts of the render. Well, the reason we know it's blown is, listen to this. See how it sounds hollow? You can hear all the way down that there's a void behind it now. And again, like I say, it's just purely the water getting down in winter when it freezes. So this shouldn't be too hard really to just knock off and replace it. So let's have a look. As you can see, there's a gap down between it and it's no good, and it's only going to be a matter of years, if that, before we get a really hard frost. There's water in behind and it's just going to blow the whole thing in the middle of winter. And I'd rather be doing this now in the middle of summer when it's nice than have to do all this in the winter. So let's get the rest of it off. Well, another productive day again with so much happening, and it's such a delight to see so much happening to the cottage. Like I say, it's sat there for so long and we know it's needed to be done and we've wanted to get it done, we just haven't had the time to be able to do it. So while everything's been happening, you'll have seen the last episode I was rendering, Tracy was chiseling. Today it was me chiseling and Tracy rendering. That's the lovely thing about it. We don't have like set jobs, we just do jobs that need to be done and we just jump in and we work together, and it's lovely to be able to work as a team like that, because we just get along so well as well, and we enjoy it and we have a laugh while we're doing it. You'll have seen Rob, he's cracking on with the 401 suite, and again, that is just, it's really coming alive now to see everything painted and just to see the way that the rooms are going to take shape. And we've got some exciting things coming with that, because we'll be making more moulds soon to go in the salon, and really intricate and exquisite. So it's really going to make a change. And on the front of the cottage, it's going to be gold, gold, gold. As you've seen with Terry, he's done a marvellous job with these. These again, they just look decrepit and like they should have gone to the scrapyard really, but he's made them look alive again, and they're just gonna frame the cottage wonderfully. Like I say, you've seen the channels we've cut the channels so we can put the conduit in with the electric so we can keep it nice and safe. And again, by the time we do that, we'll render over it and you won't even know the channels were there, because like I say, we're going to be painting it, so it'll just be lovely to see. And in the long term, we want a nice big porch on the front there for Tracy, so that she's got somewhere to take her shoes off outside and keep the kitchen dry when we open the door in the rain. So it's good, and it's just nice to see everything happening again and work outside and be able to work outside. This week's been perfect because it hasn't been too hot. So hope you've enjoyed today's show. We're again just loving it. And if you have, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you got the bell click for notifications, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
If you'd like to be part of our journey and help restore the chateau, then please join us on Patreon, where you'll be part of our journey, receive a piece of the history and get exclusive videos.